here for another Smart Girls lesson, and this week we are going to be talking about family and what that may look like for each of us. So the way we define family and who we consider family is completely different for every person, which is really cool. You have your blood family, so those are people that you are blood relatives to. So that is mom, dad, mama, grandpa, brother, sister, however far back you want to go and however close you want to get. But then there's also the family that you choose. And that's pretty much what we, are going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about the importance of having a strong support system, aka your family. So, and what that looks like for everybody and what that looks like for each person individually. So let's start by thinking about what you all consider family. How do you consider people family? Are you somebody who your family is the people that are blood related to you? Or are you somebody that, you have your blood related family, but then you have your chosen family, and so you refer to them as family as well. Or maybe you are somebody who all of the family that you have and all the family you've ever known, you have chosen. Any of them, all mixtures and options are wonderful. The important thing is that all of us have a good, strong support system, people in our corner cheering us on, supporting us in everything that we're doing. But I want you to think about how you define family. So some questions that might help you kind of narrow that down is, depending on how you look at it, do you have dinner together every night? Do you go for walks on the weekends? Do you play games together? Do you see your family members every day or only some days? Do you know your extended family members? So your extended family members are aunts, cousins, uncles, anything. Your immediate family, your parents and siblings, grandparents, that's your nuclear family, that's your main. So anything outside of that is your extended family. So do you know them? I was very blessed and I grew up very close to my extended family. I grew up very close to great aunts and uncles, meaning they are my grandparents' siblings. And I grew up very close to just aunts and uncles and all of my cousins. So I was very blessed in that sense, but also very blessed because I have a lot of family that are my chosen family. One that was very important to me was my Uncle Mark. He was my dad's best friend growing up. He was around for every holiday, every birthday, everything in between. I just very much treasured him and the relationship that I had with him. But he was not a blood relative, but he was my family. I knew no difference. And so some of you may be like that too. I have friends who will call their friends family their family because they've just kind of taken them on and they are that extra support system for them. And I know that's the same for me. So family it looks different for everybody. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the beauty in it, is that, your family, when you boil it down to the basics, your family are going to be people who love you, who support you, and who are there for you. And so I want you to think about, do you think that there are people in your life that, you've never really considered them family, but based on maybe if you thought, these are things that, I consider family. So several lessons ago, we talked about, what are the qualities of a good friend? Can those apply to your family? And what makes them a good part of your family? And so if you look at that list and you consider that, are there some people in your life that you've never really thought that you saw as family, but once you look at the qualities and the characteristics, could you consider them family? Are there any, is there an influential teacher that you have, or a club leader, or a mentor that you have, maybe a coach, a preacher, somebody at church, even some of your friends' family. Is there somebody else outside of who you would consider family that when you look at these characteristics, you realize this person meets all of these characteristics, I've never thought about them as family before. So think about that, and think about, maybe there's way more people. Sometimes it's easy to feel alone, and that you're taking things on by yourself. But I think once you sit down and you look at your list and you think about the people in your life that those characteristics apply to, I think you'll be surprised to see you're not alone at all. You have way more people in your corner cheering you on, who love you and care about you than you really thought about. So my, I don't like to say assignment. It doesn't sound fun when you say assignment. But my challenge for you for this lesson is, you've seen people make family trees. So they start with, here's, mom and dad, and it'll branch out. I want to do something a little different. I just want you to make a list. I want you to make a list of, your family that you know of, and then your blood relatives. But then I want you to make a list of your chosen family. I want you to think about the qualities that you think it is important for them to possess. Like I mentioned, several lessons ago, we talked about the important qualities of a good friend. Can those qualities apply here? Think about that, and then I want you to sit down and make a list of your chosen family. I want you to think about all of the teachers and mentors and club staff and coaches and principals and school counselors and anybody that you can think of. Maybe it's an elderly woman you go to church with, or whoever, a bus driver, whoever it may be, your friend's family. Sit down and make that list too. And I want you to think about what it is about each of them that is so special to you that you do consider them family. And I want you to see, when you make that list, I could easily sit down and say, okay, I have my mom, dad, my sister, my grandmother, my cousin, and brother-in-law. I consider that my immediate family, my nuclear family. But then if you were to tell me, hey, sit down, make a list. One of the questions that was on there was, do you eat dinner with them every night? I have two of the best friends in the world that I eat dinner with almost every night, and they are no blood relation to me, but I eat with them almost every night, and so I would consider them family. So when I think about the amount of people, people that I, like I just mentioned, if I'm having dinner with them every night, if I'm doing, spending a lot of time with them every day or on the weekends, then that, I would consider them family. And I look at that list, and man, it's so good to know that I have so many people in my corner, and I have so many people that have my back. So yeah, I want you guys to do that. I want you to make your list, do your best on your family, on your bloodline, but then really take the time to sit and make out your list of your chosen family. I think it's really important that you understand there's so many of us that are in your corner and that love you so, so, so much, and have all the faith in you and believe in you. But I think it's important for you to see that, you may have more family than you even realized that you had. So Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out, watching the video, and be sure to check out everything else that we have going on our Facebook pages. And yeah, you girls have a great day.